Schoolers, once again, welcome back to Tuesday School. We are so glad to have you here with us today. Today we are going to be discussing a lesson about tricking people, and especially around this time of the year, a lot of us try to dress up in costumes and things like that, and so it goes very well with this time of year. But it's a story in the Bible about a young man who dresses up like his brother and tricks his dad into thinking that it's his brother, not him. And so that's going to be our lesson today. But before we get to that, let's look at some of the things that we did at our last lesson. A lot of you guys sent me in some pictures, and they were phenomenal. They were awesome. And so let's go and look at some of those pictures now. Man, weren't those pictures great? I can't tell you how happy I am every time I see those pictures you guys send me. So keep sending them. Today, as you fill out the different papers, the different activities, go and take pictures of those things. Have your parents or your grandparents, whoever's watching you, have them take those pictures and send them to me. And that way I can go and I can show them to all the other Tuesday Schoolers each week, and they can all see all the fun things you do. So be sure to keep sending those pictures. One thing that we've been giving you guys each week, and many of you guys have found it, but inside your bags is a folder that looks like this. And if you want to take that folder out, inside that folder are different lessons. And if you want to take out the section that says Jacob receives Esau's blessing, inside there you're going to find yourself a little bulletin activity sheet that has different things you can do. You're going to have this part right here where you're going to try to find 7 differences between the top picture and the bottom picture. You can open it up and you'll have a little, this thing here, you take the letter to the shape, and it's going to give you a little secret decoded message. And you have an area here where you're going to find all the hidden items in there, and you can color it as well. And on the back, we have a maze. So there's a lot of fun things. And then we have a coloring sheet. And if your parents want, they have our story for today on the back there, and they can read that story to you about Jacob and Esau. So get in that folder. Make sure to do these things. These things are a lot of fun, and you will really enjoy it. Okay, as we get ready for some worship, here's what we got to do. We've got to warm up our voices, and so we can sing as loud and as good as we can. So let's start that off, and here's how we do that. I'm going to put my hands down low like this. And when I put my hands down low, you're going to sing very low. Go, low. Get that deepest, lowest voice you can. Just low, right? And when I put my hands here, you're going to be in the middle, so you're going to go, ma. You give that like just a normal in between, not high, not low, but just a ma. And when I hold my hands up, you're going to scream as high and loud as you can, okay? So it'll be like, lo, ma, la. All right, and so that's what we're going to do. And so let's get that warm up ready. You ready? Here we go. So we can start low. Lo, ma, lo, la. All right, awesome. I think you guys are ready to go. Let's start our worship.
The Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a floody, floody. Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a floody, floody. Get those children out of the muddy, muddy children of the Lord. The Lord told Noah to build him an arky, Lord told Noah to build him an arky, arky, build it out of gold. Barky, barky children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. The animals they came in, two by twosies, animals they came in, two by twosies, elephants and kangaroosies, children of the Lord. It rained and poured for 40 days, it rained and poured for 40 days, almost drove us animals crazy, crazy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. The sun came out and dried up the landy, sun came out and dried up the landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy, children of the Lord. That is the end of my story, story, story. That is the end of my story, story, story. Everything is hunky-dory, dory, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord.
I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir! This'll light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This'll light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Won't let Satan it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let Satan it out, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine all over Grassy Creek, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine all over Grassy Creek, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to He belong, they are weak, but He is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
So do you ever like to go and pull pranks on people to trick them? I know when I was younger, my mom would get mad at me and they would send me to my room and I had to go to my room. And when I was in my room, I wanted to leave the room because I didn't like being punished. I didn't like having to go to my room. I remember when I was a kid, I devised a plan. I said, I'm going to get out of here. I am going to free myself from this punishment because of what I did. And so what I did was I looked in my closet and I had a Halloween costume for Walter Payton. And so I got into the closet there. I took the Walter Payton outfit on. I put it on, and I came out. And my mom goes, Tim, aren't you supposed to be in your room? I'm not Tim. I'm Walter. It didn't work. And it probably won't work for you either. But the thought was that I could trick her into thinking I was someone else. Later on, when I got a little older, me and my brother, we looked very similar. In fact, people used to think I was him and he was me. I remember when I was in high school, I'd be walking down the hall and some people would come up to me and they would think I was John. And they'd be like, John, hey, how you doing, man? And I would trick them and I would just keep going with it. Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing? And they didn't know that they weren't talking to John. They were talking to me, to Tim. We like to play pranks. We like to trick people. I'm curious, what are you guys going to be dressing up as here in a few weeks as you guys go around and get candy? It'd be really interesting to see some of those costumes. Hopefully you'll see some of those at our Trunk or Treat event. We're going to be doing that on October 25th, right here at the church at 4 p.m. So come on out, bring your costumes, and see if you can trick me at Trunk or Treat, okay? So we're looking forward to that. But we think in the Bible, and there's a story of a young man who tricks his dad. You see, at the end of the time when people were alive back then, they would go out and they would give blessings. And if you had more than one son, your older son would get a blessing and he would get a big blessing. And the younger son would get a small blessing. And one day, a man named Jacob was a son, and his brother Esau was older, and his dad Isaac was very sick. And his dad was going to die. And his dad called Esau and he said, Esau, I want you to go out into the field and bring me back something. And so as Esau was gone, Jacob prepared a meal for his dad. It was his favorite meal. And he brought it to him and he pretended to be Esau. Now, how did he do that? Well, the story says that Esau was very hairy. And he was so hairy, in fact, that Jacob took the lamb, the fur of a lamb, and he put it on his arms. Could you imagine being so furry your arms looked like a lamb or a goat? And so he put this goat skin on his arm, this goat fur on his arm. And he goes in there and he brings this to his dad. And he gives this to his dad. And his dad says, Esau, is that you? He says, yeah, that's me. Let me feel your arms. And he does. You see, at this time, Isaac couldn't see, so he had to feel to see which son it was. He goes, it's strange. It's Jacob's voice, but it's Esau's arms. You see, Jacob tricked his dad into giving him Esau's blessing. And when Esau came back and he said, okay, I'm ready for my blessing, Jacob and Esau's dad says, I've already given you your blessing. What are you talking about? You see, he had been tricked by his younger brother. And so as we look in this story, one thing that we really see here is that, one, we see kind of the thing that we do, which is dress up and trick people. But something we notice with Esau is Esau wasn't happy about that. People don't get happy when they get tricked. Do you get happy when people trick you? I didn't think so. And so though it might be fun sometimes to play little tricks on people, we've got to be careful, because when we do that, we might hurt someone's feelings. We might make them sad, and we don't want to do that, do we? So I want to encourage you guys, always make sure that you're taking other people's feelings into account and you're not going and hurting their feelings, okay? Hey kids, so today we are going to be doing a craft that goes with our lesson. And as you remember with our lesson, we talked about how Jacob and Esau were brothers. And how Jacob tricked his dad Isaac into thinking he was Esau. And do you remember how he did that? Did he do it by putting on his clothes? No. Did he do it by talking in a funny voice? No. How did he do it? That's right. He put goat's fur on his arms, so his arms were really hairy. And so for today's craft, what we're going to do is we're going to make goat skins to put on our arm to go and trick people into thinking that maybe we're Esau, okay? So take out your bags, and everyone has these bags, and inside that bag, you will find this baggie that has 2 pieces of cardboard, some string, and some yarn, right? And so this is what we're going to use, and we're going to use the glue as well that's in your bag. You can find that in your bag. But what you're going to do is you're going to pull out these cards here, and you're going to glue this yarn all over those cards. And then you'll need to get the help of your parents or whoever's there with you, and they're going to fold it like this over your arm, and using that string, they're going to tie where these holes are together so that that can go on your arm like that. And so when it's done, it is going to look like this. And you will have your very own Esau arms, okay? So I look forward to seeing all those disguises. Make sure to take pictures and send them to me. I can't wait to see all your hairy arms.